NoDQ.com presents the Top 5. There have been many memorable moments in professional wrestling over the decades, but what is the best of the best? The views expressed in this video are solely the subjective opinions of Aaron Rift and are for entertainment purposes only. That being said, let's get started with this edition of the Top 5. Top 5. Top 5. Top 5. Top 5. Hey everybody, Aaron Rift here from NoDQ.com, and this is my Top 5 video for wrestling entrance theme songs. Now keep in mind, this is my opinion, it's subjective, it's music. Music to me is a big part of a wrestler's package. You have their obvious in-ring abilities, you have their promo skills, but also you have their entrance attire and their entrance, which includes the theme music. Before we go to the top 5, let me talk about my honorable mentions. There's so many memorable wrestling theme songs that I can recall from over the years. Hitman, Bret Hart's theme song, the one that was used from 1994 to 1997. I associate that with the new generation era. Bret Hart had a tremendous run in WWE. That song, the original version, was used for the Hart Foundation. Bret Hart, Jim Neidhart, tag team champions, having those great matches. I associate that song with all those moments. That song was a Jimmy Hart composition. Jimmy Hart, no doubt, one of the all-time greats when it comes to music in wrestling. Know Your Role, The Rock's theme song, and I'm talking about the music that was used from 1999 to 2001. The Rock had so many variations of that theme song, but specifically Know Your Role during the Attitude Era is an all-time classic. As soon as you hear him say, "If you smell what The Rock is cooking," the crowd erupts. Iconic theme song. Rest in Peace, The Undertaker's main theme song, and again, so many variations with The Undertaker's theme song, but Rest in Peace, the music that he used for the majority of his career during the 2000s, that would be my choice for The Undertaker. Almost all of his theme songs were great. Break the Walls Down, Chris Jericho's theme song, specifically the first one he used in WWE. I associate that music with his debut in 1999 and the massive pop when the name Jericho appeared on the Titantron. And my last honorable mention is D-Generation X. That theme song I associate with the peak of wrestling's popularity during the Attitude Era. Sounds very similar to Rage Against the Machine, Are You Ready? As soon as you hear that, you know you're in for a fun time. Now, let's get to my official top 5. Coming in at number 5 is Real American, Hulk Hogan's theme song. To me, that music really put Hulk Hogan over the top. He was already the biggest draw in wrestling, and he had Eye of the Tiger as his theme music for a while, but Real American, I associate that with all of the biggest moments of Hulk Hogan's career in the 1980s. WrestleMania 3, slamming Andre the Giant, feuding with Randy Savage, all of those WrestleManias that Hogan was part of, he came out to Real American. It's just an iconic theme song to go along with the whole package of Hulk Hogan being the superhero of the 1980s for so many people. Coming in at number 4 is The Game, Triple H's music that he used for the bulk of his wrestling career. He used it starting at the beginning of 2001, throughout his entire career from that point forward. He did have the King of Kings, and before that, he had My Time. Triple H was one of the all-time great WWE superstars. Motorhead put that theme together for him, and it's iconic. I remember Madison Square Garden when he came back from that lengthy injury and he got that massive pop. You knew when you heard that music, it was time to play the game and business was going to pick up. You were in for a treat. You were going to see some carnage from the game Triple H. My number 3 theme song is Sexy Boy, Shawn Michaels' theme song. Jimmy Hart put that one together. Not too many guys in wrestling kept the same theme song for their entire career. That's how great Sexy Boy was. The only variation was the initial song had Sensational Sherry doing the vocals, and then when she left the company, when Shawn Michaels went off on his own, Shawn sang the song himself, which in a way made it even better that Shawn Michaels was so arrogant that he sang his own theme song. And it never changed after that. He kept that music, that early 90s tune, well into the 2000s, right to the end of his career in 2010. It's just one of the all-time great theme songs, and could not imagine Shawn Michaels with different entrance music. My number 2 theme song is My Time Is Now, John Cena. This music had the horns at the beginning, John Cena rapping. When you heard it, you either cheered wildly or you would boo as intensely as you possibly could. When that music hit, when the horns sounded off, everybody was on their feet. Whether they were cheering or booing, they were making noise. And to me, that's what really makes a great wrestling entrance theme, is something right from the very beginning. The first note or sound that you hear, you instantly know who it is. With John Cena, you just hear that one note at the beginning and you know who it is. And finally, my number 1 wrestling entrance theme song, Glass Shatters, Stone Cold Steve Austin. In this case, it's not a note, but it's the sound effect of the glass. And I associate the glass shattering with the crowd pop. Very few could match that level of popularity. Steve Austin, arguably the biggest box office draw in wrestling history. And when you heard that glass, you were in for a fun time. Monday nights often kicked off with the glass shattering, and it set the tone for the entire evening. It was really perfect. Jim Johnston, to me, doesn't get enough recognition. That guy produced so many great wrestling theme songs, and I'm not sure these wrestlers would have been as successful without Jim Johnston putting those songs together for them. It was just perfect for Steve Austin. The glass shattering, the tune itself, it was simple, but it really set the tone for Steve Austin when he came out there. That music just fit the character, the ass-kicking Stone Cold Steve Austin, ready to come out there and raise hell and beat people up. Just a perfect theme song for Steve Austin. And they did change it a few times when he went heel, and it just wasn't the same. And Glass Shatters, it had a different name when he started using that music with the glass shattering at the beginning. He used it in 1996, and then they changed it up a little bit in 1998, but it worked for him being a heel and a babyface. It just worked for the character in general. Anyways, that is my top 5 list for the greatest wrestling entrance theme songs in WWE history. Let me know your thoughts. What are your top 5? Let me know. Leave a comment on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest wrestling news and rumors.